The hair disappearing in one place and then sprouting in places you never dreamed it could. One day you awaken into a new body, just when you were growing fond of the old one. Here you are, midway, midlife, on the cusp, resting from the uphill climb, ready to coast. You've made it this far, haven't you? You've learned some things. You've earned a rest. But then the parents are aging. They need a little more of your time, perhaps to move them into a smaller home. What is in all those boxes in the basement? Or to help them fill out their living wills. And those unused eggs you've guarded so carefully against accidental conception. All those years of pills, condoms, diaphragms, and jittery mornings after. Well, those eggs are aging too. Instead of kicking back, you find yourself kicking in, finding another hour before bed to arrange for your mother's care, another hour before dawn to exercise, another hour come Sunday to make love, do the laundry, pay the bills, finish the novel, and, perhaps, take a walk, take a deep breath, appreciate the life you have made for yourself. You circle the block, the neighborhood, the lake. You end up right back where you began. Are you lost? Are you found? Here we are, others like you, who have grown weary of anger, tired of angst, fed up with despair. We've discovered we can step through the looking glass of our own lives and still exist. Did you miss out on the psychedelic mushroom trip when you were 20? Try the mind-altering experience of a midnight hot flash. That guilt that kept you nailed to the floor of the playroom, your children needy at your knees as you daydreamed of a tropical beach, or, more likely, a dark closet where you might sit in singular silence, just for a while. That's been replaced with the solitude and wide-open spaces left by teenagers departing on the next shuttle to adulthood. But it's not all shits and giggles, is it? Our 40s, our 50s, our 60s... Things go right more often than we're willing to believe. Things go wrong. Maybe it seems that you are living your life in reverse, like Antonia Nelson, say, who was born to worry, burdened with that paradoxical combination of a hyperactive imagination for catastrophe, coupled with a physically exhausted affect. Her definition of middle age. Or perhaps you've waited, chosen your partner so carefully, picked just the right time in such a mature and responsible manner, only to discover, as Lolly Winston did, that your body and your ovaries have continued on down the road without you. How could old age be a medical diagnosis, Lolly asks, when I wasn't even 40? Your body, giver of pleasure, of life, and pain. Judy Blunt contemplates the summer of fire, the forests all around her hometown of Missoula burning, as a season of change. I arrived at this new place, middle-aged, my 3 children beautifully grown, even as the part of me that grew them threatened mutiny, my medical charts a growing litany of unusual bleeding and bad pap smears. Julia Glass quells the mutiny of her body, breast cancer, with surgery, but decides against chemotherapy so that she might yet conceive the child she longs for, only to undergo a new uprising after the birth of her son. As she struggles with the too early onset of chemically induced menopause, she finds comfort, if not resolution, in the books of Dr. Seuss that she reads to her young son. If once upon a time the rhythms of my life felt like those of a square dance, now they feel a lot like the dear doctor's madcap poetry. When you look in the mirror, who is it you see? The girl you were at 20, or the woman you've become? In She Who Once Was, Rebecca McClanahan explores the desire we feel to retain youth and give ourselves over to the cosmetic knife. If aging is difficult for those who were only sometimes cute, she says, just imagine how hard it must be for the aging knockouts, the living dolls. Lauren Slater, self-described frouser, wonders at the debutante come lately she miraculously becomes when fitted with a new and expensive suit.